Welcome back to this week's podcast, guys. This is just a quick disclaimer before we get into the actual show. I accidentally called this podcast the Thompson Tunes podcast, but after a little bit of a rebrand, thanks to Jared Power, thanks Jez, we've got some new logos and some new artwork, so we're now the Thompson Talks podcast. So you'll see all the new logos and stuff in this episode. If you guys like it, let me know. If there's anything you think you could do to it, let us know. Apart from that, enjoy this week's show with a very special guest. Welcome back to the Thompson Tunes podcast. We've been trying to start this recording for about 2 hours now, and we're finally on the road. So, welcome to episode 3, and I'm here with a very special guest, Mr. Jackson. Jackson, what's going on, pal?
Oh, not much, man. Just vibing.
So this is the infamous girlfriend's brother. I called him that like 3 times, and he fucking hated me for it. So, I had to get you on eventually, and by all the technical difficulties that we had a lot of, we're chilling, we're ready to go.
We somehow got here.
Look, if we ever do it again on this PC, hopefully we figured it out, but I don't think we have. So, let's just fucking jump into it. So I got a few topics. We're just going to go off the dome for most of it because this is already a fucking mess at this point. So let's start off nice and light with a popular topic, golf. So I started getting into golf. I talked about it in my lockdown hobbies episode, which was the first one. And then I had a chat. No, I don't think I talked to Ned about golf. But I'm going to talk to you about golf because you played golf?
Oh, I trained golf.
So you're basically
when I was like
pro.
8.
So you played. Did you actually play when you were a kid, or did you just train?
Oh, I trained. I went to the Australian Open. Saw Tiger Woods play.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, really?
When was that?
2010?
I didn't even know there was an Australian Open for golf.
Oh, yeah. It was in Melbourne.
There you go.
I got a hat full of golfers' signatures.
What the fuck?
Couldn't tell you who they were, but I got one.
Excellent. Did Tiger win that, or
I couldn't tell
was
you.
he shit back then?
No, he was good back then.
Huh.
Best in the world.
Of course he was. So you did training for golf when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Did you choose to do golf, or did your parents just go like, yeah, do golf?
No, Dad was like, do golf.
Did you enjoy golf?
I wasn't bad. It was something to do. I wasn't that good at footy, so I needed something else to do.
So your only sports as a kid were what? Footy, golf,
and I played soccer for half a season.
And what was your favourite sport?
Looking back at it, it'd be footy. But it'd be golf now. Because I only played one season of footy.
Alright, so flash forward to now, and we played golf a few times at a local course near us. First off, I'll just retract on a comment you made when we were out on the course on Wednesday. It's like playing on top of Mount Everest. So, this course is shithouse.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's the most mountainous course. It's just in like a little rural bushland, and it's just hilly as shit. And we attempted the front 9, which is essentially the back 9, in terms of you have to walk further back on the course to play it. Give us your overall rating of that day of golf.
Oh, it was a rough day. I'd give it maybe a 5.
That was... We haven't been playing golf for a very long time again. This is like, what, the 4th week since we picked it back up?
Yeah, probably.
And that was atrocious. I personally lost like 3 balls. We ran out of energy before we even made it back to the first hole to get back into the car. And we both had a few holes where the driver was not our friend whatsoever. I don't know if you want to talk to us about your nightmare hole, and then I'll talk about mine.
Well, I don't really want to relive those memories.
So we found out there was holes that go further back than we thought, and we went back there, and one of the holes is a really narrow fairway with a big...
Before that, we'll reach what? What was it? Hole 6?
Is this
it's
my
called
hole?
The Camel's Hump.
Oh, Camel Humps,
Where you're sitting there, and you need a partner that has to go up about a 4-foot...
4 or 5 foot ladder, yep.
Platform, so you can watch the ball go over the hill. Because where you're standing, where you tee off, you can't see it at all. Because there's just a hill in front of you.
And mind you, even when you're on this ladder, you cannot see the hole. So we'd never played the hole before. We looked at the course or the map of the hole, and it sort of just is straight, a little bit to the right at the end, if anything. But we didn't realise off rip that once you get over the 2 hills, because it goes over one, then comes down, then goes over another, it goes over a third, and the hole is essentially in a valley. So I thought I hit a good drive, never found the ball. You didn't hit the best tee shot, and you ended up parring that hole?
I went
Or
that
bogey.
right. I was out in the booney docks, and I just hit a perfect 3-iron just
I
in
must
between
say-
2 trees
Oh,
for the perfect shot of the day. Landed just past the sand greens.
the sand greens are atrocious. That is by far the best iron shot I've seen hit on that course. Straight through. Mind you, when he says straight through 2 trees, it was dead centre between 2 trees that were lined up perfectly in a V shape.
Also just hit and hope for the best because I had no idea where the green was.
Initially didn't even find his ball. Found another ball that was 10 metres behind where his landed. And then hit his. And it looked like it almost... Wasn't it like a foot from the green?
Yeah, just at the back.
Great shot. So at the start of this day also, my bad hole was hole... might have been 5 actually. The hole before the camel humps, excuse me. And I'd hit driver okay in the morning. Probably sliced every single one of them. But that's natural. On this hole, I could not make contact with the ball to save my ass. And I hit... I think I had 3 tee shots on that hole. Drove it to the left twice. And then the third one was just a worm burner. Just bulleted across the ground. So overall, that was a bad day of golf. There was no wind. There was a lot of wind. Overcast. It rained a little bit on the way there. Some old bloke hit a little chip shot from, 40, 50 feet out on the 18th hole. Right
Yeah,
in
that was
front of us,
good.
Straight in the hole. He was pretty happy with himself. That was probably the best part of that day, to be fair.
I'd be chuffed if I did that too, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. And he had all of his oldies on the cart around the 18th hole, so he got to brag a little bit, which was good. So... That's the golf stories for today. Also on golf stories, I had a chat with one of my mates who, after the first episode, who also said he picked up golf as a lockdown hobby, and we played around. Shout out Luke. We were both shit. I came into it thinking he was going to be better than me, and I think he came in the same way, and we were both shit. Ripped the Nike ball that went into the dam. That was a good ball. But... yeah, look, golf has been a good lockdown hobby, and we'll just keep on sport for now. I don't really want to talk about this. The basketball. So I'm obviously a Celtics fan. Jackson is.
I'm a Raptor.
He's a Raptor.
We're the North.
So we've been in this East semi. This is the 3rd game today. Celtics are up 2-0 comfortably.
Yeah.
I remember after the 2nd game, you were saying bring out the brooms already.
You were safe as houses going into this game.
And lo and behold, Mr. OG Anunoby
After an absolute dime by Kyle Lowry.
over Taco
Over
Fall,
the tallest player in
over a
NBA.
7'7" man with shoes on, straight to OG in the corner. Jaylen Brown doesn't close out. OG hits the most cold, frozen face 3, dagger, walks off like
Just
nothing
walks
happened.
off like nothing happened.
And I'm a little bit heartbroken, to be honest, but I'm glad it was OG because I respect OG. He's a great defender.
And when he shoots, he expects it to go in.
And if you haven't seen the post-game interview, please watch it because it's so funny. He's like Kawhi's long-lost brother. Like, they're both just animals. They're robots. They just don't have emotion. But yeah, the game today, you watched most of the game before you thought it was over.
Until that was definitely a flagrant call against Kyle Lowry after he got kneed in the nuts.
So there was a scrappy game. There was a few flagrants. Overall, it was a good game. Tatum didn't really get going until late.
Oh, Tatum. Pascal was in Antarctica for the first half of the
Pascal
game.
Siakam, that's a good topic. Pascal, coming into this series, I was scared of Pascal Siakam. And now I'm not even sure that he can play basketball at the moment. He turned up in the 4th quarter a little bit, though.
Well, he knew the season was on the line.
Essentially, if OG didn't hit that game and we went 3-0 up, it might be a different outcome. But I still have the Celtics in 5. But that shifts the momentum a little bit, and next game will be very interesting.
Might be deja vu all over again.
I hope not.
Like us against the Bucks.
I really hope not. Either way, I'm happy if either of us win.
Yeah.
And in terms of the other Eastern Conference semi, I'm not sure who I really want to win.
Well, the Heat are 2-0 up.
The Heat are 2-0 up. But it's whether Giannis is going to find another gear or if his team starts to do something. Because Jimmy, I'm not sure about you, but I think I'd rather play the Heat, because I think the Bucks do a lot better against the Celtics, because sometimes we struggle with Giannis. I don't know who the Raptors would prefer. Who would you prefer to come up against in the Eastern Conference?
Well, we can control Giannis.
That's the
Pascal can play on Giannis, but it's the rest of the Bucks team. Like, Gasol's not a good matchup against Lopez.
Gasol is an interesting one in general because he's like 70 at this point. He moves like a slug on the court. But like today, in the first quarter, for most of the first quarter, the only scoring you had came from Lowry and Gasol.
He's just got that basketball IQ that no one else has.
I guess so. He's a very vet player. But look, this series is going to go good. I think it's going to be a long series now. I still have the Celtics in 5. But Sunday, I think it's Sunday's game. That's going to be a big turning point for both teams.
It's scary.
It is scary. In terms of the West, I don't know if you saw the Clippers Nuggets score today.
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
Are we going to try and say that they just needed a break because they just had a game 7 like 2 days ago?
Oh, you could say that, yeah.
I just hope this series is competitive.
But the Clippers are definitely the more stronger team.
That's for sure. Kawhi Leonard is... If people don't have Kawhi Leonard in like at least their top 5, they're not watching basketball.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Because he is a freak. I gained more appreciation for him when he won the chip last year with you guys. And watching him play on the Clippers, he's just automatic. He is a walking 30-point game every night.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't even need a team around him to do it either.
Oh, well, Paul George showcased that in the first round because he was dog shit for most of the games. But, look, with Montrezl Harrell, I don't know about Pat Bev, Lou Will, Kawhi, PG, like those Clippers are a scary-looking team. And if the Clippers get out of that series and the Lakers get out of theirs, which you'd safely assume they will, I don't know who's going to win out of that.
Yeah, LeBron will have to turn up another gear.
And the thing is, in terms of the Clippers, you don't know who... I guess you'd put Kawhi on AD. But whether Kawhi can do that all on his own, because AD is just a different beast.
Oh, yeah.
He's crazy.
He is a machine.
So, basketball's turning up. Every round's been crazy. Every game's been crazy. And go Celtics. I still think we're going to win. I'm confident.
Yeah.
All right. Done with the basketball talk. Now I want to get into a different topic. This is one I was going to pin with just about half my guests because this is something I haven't experienced. Well, I have half experienced it, but not really. But I know you have many times. And it's moving houses. Because I've never moved houses. And how many houses have you lived in?
5 or 6,
which is crazy to me. So, from your first, we won't say any names of places just for the sake of it. For your first house that you lived in, and moving away from there.
Yeah.
What was your? I don't know if you remember it. I don't know how old were you when you were moving from your first house?
12.
So you were pretty you knew what was happening.
Well, we moved on Boxing Day.
Jeez.
Of 2011.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when you heard you were moving, like, were you upset that you were moving away from heaps of friends, or like, did you not give a shit, or?
Oh yeah, well, at this stage I already finished primary school and we were all going into high school, and our friendship group we were split between what high schools to go to.
Right.
So
already there's a bit of that divide.
yeah, there was already a divide.
And then moving houses, not only houses, but was towns.
Oh yeah,
So you moved,
4 hours away.
yeah, which is a massive, massive, like a lot of people probably move just down the road. Like we've just had a mate who's moved from not even 10 kilometers away to a new house. So what's packing up all your stuff like?
I'm pretty sure I've still got most of that stuff in storage to this day.
So it's obviously, I can't really say I've moved, but I've moved a lot of shit into this house because I live with you and your family and my girlfriend. So I've just moved like clothes and my console and shit here.
Just the necessities.
Just the necessities. So packing up a whole house, like, is that, how long do you reckon you'd say it takes to pack up everything?
Oh, it definitely takes at least a week, 2.
Right. And then the process of moving and then unpacking, I assume a lot of stuff just stays.
Oh yeah. Well, when we first moved up there, we lived in a rental house, so we didn't unpack everything while the other house was getting built.
Right.
And then we pretty much fully unpacked in the house we built, and we stayed in that house for probably not a year, if that,
And then moved again.
and then moved to here. So we had to pack everything back up to move down to here.
So in terms of moving towns, how many towns have you lived in?
3.
3. And so you started in one town with one house, then you moved to a rental in a different town, and then to a built home in that same town,
Yeah.
and then a rental in this town,
Yeah.
and now this house in this town.
Well, yeah, technically we moved into another rental and then into this one.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot of movement. So I guess that really makes sense. You probably still have a lot of stuff even now you wouldn't even know where it is.
Oh, yeah.
So like moving, you just throw everything into a truck and just go.
Yep. Blokes come along, pick up stuff, take it in the truck and hoik down the highway.
So that first time, obviously, back to the friends thing, you would have been like divided, obviously, as you were going to high school anyway. But then losing a lot of those friends, did you lose a lot of contact with them straight away?
Oh, no, I still keep in contact with nearly everyone down there.
Right. And then the second place you moved to, did you like make as many friends there, or did you just kind of not care about it?
There, I made a lot of friends, but since I've moved away, I would only speak to about one.
Right.
And that's probably on a bi-yearly
Yeah.
basis.
So, and now you're here, and we've settled in with the boys.
The boys.
We've got a good group of about 9 of us. So, those friends that you still talk to from like all that time ago, do you still have like decent contact with them, or do you just talk to them every now and then?
It's usually decent contact. Well, we all used to play Xbox together.
Right.
Until most of them moved to PC.
Right.
There's still one that plays Xbox, and he'll get the next gen Xbox.
So he might slide into it.
So he might slide into the boys.
Which would be
He
good.
was a huge Zombies fan and COD fan.
Always an easy addition to the party.
Easy addition.
So that's a good transition. We'll go off the house moving topic into the console shit. So I talked in the first podcast about how all the boys are jumping to Xbox Series X. I've learnt the name of it now. From we're on PS4 at the moment. I think you were a big advocate for this initially.
Oh, yeah.
So why did you want everyone to swap?
Well, the PS4 was technically the first PlayStation console I ever owned.
Right. So you were an Xbox boy from day one.
Well, I had a PS2, but I only played San Andreas on that pretty much.
Of course, yeah.
And then we moved to 360. Had that for many, many years.
Best console ever?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you agree.
Well, the controllers for the Xbox, they're more comfortable for
I
me.
must
at least.
say, they're just built for like actual hands.
They're built for big, normal hands.
The PS4 controllers are built for like a toddler, and it really, I think I have chronic hand pain because of them, to be honest. And I've recently just picked up the Xbox One again or for the first time, because you have an extra console.
Yeah,
And we've been playing.
I bought I don't even know what it's called.
The day one. What was it? It was like a Pro or something?
Yeah, the Xbox. No, X.
X? Who knows?
I think it was the Xbox One X.
The S720.
The next gen console is the Series X.
Which is, I don't really get the naming thing, because I remember back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, to be the
before we
720,
knew-
and then it'll be the
everyone
1080.
knew the name. Everyone just thought they were going to go up by 360 intervals.
No.
But we've been playing PGA 2K21 every now and then, which is great fun.
Oh, that is a good game. Can't
And-
wait until everyone else gets
Yeah,
onto it.
we're eagerly waiting until we get the next gen so we can all play on some created courses that we were playing on the other day, which get quite ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But just holding that controller compared to the PlayStation one is like a dream.
It's a lot more robust, too.
It is. And, well, judging by some of the ones that you have that have a backside panel missing that still operate, they can take a beating, which is important.
I've had the console since what? When did they come out? I think it was
13.
January 2014 I got my original
Right.
Xbox console.
So you didn't get a day one?
Nah. I got a bundle with FIFA 15.
Nice. So you were Xbox. We'll talk about that also. You weren't a PlayStation 4 boy.
No.
You were an Xbox One. So what made you jump? Why did you get a PS4?
I was pretty much another dude who I'm still friends with here. It's not a part of the boys or the lads.
The lads.
Lads, he was pretty much a day one since I moved here.
Right.
He was a Sparky.
Shout out Big Bryce. I assume
Yeah,
that's who
Big
you're
Bryce,
talking about.
yep. He got me onto it.
So you jumped to PlayStation just to play with him initially.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then just as it goes, that was the console that everyone already had.
Yeah.
So slowly after... What year... You moved here in terms of schooling years, it was what? You started year 9?
Yeah.
Which would have been 20... I think we graduated in 2017.
Yeah, we graduated year 12 in 2017.
So you'd say that's... Oh, my maths is gone.
I think it's, what, 2015?
Yeah. Say 15, 14 even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Late-
14 sounds right.
It was late 2014 because I still did the, whatever it was called, the step up or whatever we called it.
Oh, yeah, that we had like an orientation week where you go
Yeah.
up to the next year level. So
I was there for that.
that year, was that the year that you got the PlayStation?
Oh, no. I've
No.
only owned the PlayStation for 2 years.
Right. And I can clearly tell you're not a fan.
Oh, it's not a bad console. I mean, I have games from it that I've still never opened.
That's true. I have seen them. But in terms of like, this is something I've found because I'm obviously the opposite. I had PlayStation since not day one, probably Christmas of the year that it came out. And just having the interface, being around the PlayStation interface for so long, I struggled to adapt to the Xbox One. But I guess that is it different? Like, which UI do you prefer, the Xbox or the PlayStation?
I feel like the Xbox is a lot smoother and quicker.
I agree.
Well, the main thing is, with a PS4, you have to hold down the home button to access all the features.
That's true.
Whereas an Xbox, you just press it.
I have noticed that was one thing I was like doing. I was holding down the button. It was like, would you
Yeah.
like to turn the console off?
Holding down will turn off the console. Will give you an option to turn down the console.
Yeah, so the Xbox, it's quicker. I must say the menu and the UI is like more organized. Whereas on PlayStation, you have to scroll across for everything.
Yeah.
Whereas on the Xbox, it's like if you want your games, you press your games, and then all your games come up in alphabetical order. Whereas on PlayStation, I think it just defaults to the most recently opened app, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So,
Although, the Xbox party chat is a bit ropey.
yeah,
It's not the clearest sort of thing.
yes.
I mean, it's better than MW2 game chat days,
Well,
but
I mean, I'm pretty confident anything could be better than that. Even the technical difficulties we were having with this sounded better than that.
bring them back.
Bring them back. But
The PS4 definitely outdoes the Xbox in party chat.
yeah, that's for sure. And I'm glad that they added, or they changed the max to 16 players.
Yeah.
Because there was nights, I remember, like a couple of years ago, where we just wouldn't have enough room for everyone in the party. Because it was, it used to be a max of 8.
No idea.
Which is regular for us now. Like, we pretty much have 8 on a few times a week.
We never really reached the Xbox One. I think at one stage it had a 32 limit.
Jeez.
But that was for because you can join clubs and stuff on there.
Right.
So that was probably for club meetings.
Right.
Which we have a bit of experience with.
I like that little segue of the word club also. Speaking of FIFA 15 and FIFA, we've all just convinced everyone. I say we. It was me. I'm going to shout out the boys here. It was me, Owen, Jez, and Angie. We were the FIFA boys this year. And we've been playing pro clubs for a little while, and we love it. It's just good fun. Get up forward and just fuck around for a whole game. And FIFA 20 is now, it was $8 on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, $7 or $8.
We convinced everyone to get it.
Everyone except one.
Everyone except one. You know who you are. Everyone knows.
You know exactly who you are.
So I believe whether it's tonight or in the near future, we're going to try and get a real big game of pro clubs going on. Just before we even think about that, how do you think that's going to go?
Oh, it definitely won't go too well.
Because
Seaman, my only experience on pro clubs was being a goalkeeper.
And see, that's the thing. At least you've got any experience. Some people would have never played clubs in this group.
That is true.
And the level of soccer IQ between the boys varies incredibly. So I feel as though, reminiscent of our COD 4v4s, there could be a bit of abusive language thrown in the
Even
party.
though we're all on the same team here, it might turn into a bit of COD 4v4s.
It might turn into a bit of a bloodbath, which could make it, to be fair. It could make it better. But I'm excited, to be honest. I think it's going to be fun as. And if that one person decides that he wants to get it and join us, I think it would be even better.
I reckon that'd be great.
So, you know who you are. And I'm going to personally timestamp this part of the podcast, remember it, and I'm going to send it to you to let you know it's about you. Get the game.
Exactly. Get the game.
We'll enjoy
$7.
it. I mean, just get it. We'll have fun. It's just straight facts.
We don't care that it's a small cheeseburger meal from McDonald's. It's a good game.
Look, you'll get more enjoyment out of a FIFA 20 than a cheeseburger meal. You probably forget you had the cheeseburger meal in a day, whereas you probably break your controller playing FIFA. That's a better experience.
Exactly right.
All right, let's get away from gaming and weird shit like that and go into a different topic that I didn't even think of. My girlfriend thought of, because my girlfriend is your twin. So
next topic.
we'll,
no, we don't have powers.
We'll glance at. Well, sometimes I think you do, because you do very similar things, or you say the same shit like 1 second after the other. But
that's because I just don't pay attention enough.
I never had twin friends growing up, and obviously you boy and girl twins. Was there any annoying twin shit that happened to you? Was there like people that would talk to you because just because you're twins, or like teachers that would expect shit of you because you're twins?
Oh yeah, well Jess was definitely better at school than me. Seaman, yeah, she's going to uni, and I'm not.
So the classes thing interests me, because you weren't in the same class every year?
No. The only year we were together was in prep.
So, and you wouldn't even remember that?
Yeah, no. But I reckon Mother did, and Mother wasn't a fan, so she requested that the school not put us in the same class anymore.
Right. Which, what do you think? Do you think that was better, or would you have preferred to have been in a class together?
Oh no, that was definitely better.
Better?
Yeah.
So, when you were growing up, did you have any like friend groups that clashed, or did you just have separate friends because you're in different classes?
Oh no, we definitely had separate friends.
Yeah. Because I remember we had some weird twins in primary school.
Oh yeah, everyone's got that school of weird twins.
That were.
By the way, it wasn't me. just putting it out there.
I
It was
can
another
confirm
one.
that. I've seen a weird little TV snippet
When we were on the news, yep.
that had some weird twins on it. But our twins at our primary school, they were inseparable. They had to be everywhere together in the same class. They were both girls, so they were identical twins. And they were very odd. But going to the odd twins thing and that little TV snippet thing that you did, do you want to just give us a very quick overview of what that was?
Apparently, there was some record down there that we broke, that there was 5 sets of twins starting in the exact same year level.
Which is quite a lot when you think about it. That's like 10 kids in a year level of whatever is quite a few kids.
Yeah, so we got on the news for that. Came to the house and did some videos of how we get ready for school. Granted, it was on a Saturday afternoon.
So they've made you get ready.
So I was sitting here, I was about 5, getting ready for school on a Saturday afternoon, while these camera people were recording me for the news.
And I've seen the snippet. I don't know if they just made you do some weird things, or if because you were kids, you just had no idea what was going on. But you two were probably the most, normal pair of twins. There was definitely some odd twins in the same clip.
Oh, there's definitely odd. Yeah, there were odd ones, yeah.
So, that's fun, something to hold on to. I remember hearing that for the first time, like, oh, have you seen when we were in primary school and TV, the news came to our house because there was 5 sets of twins?
Yeah,
It's
we
odd.
We whipped out the home videos that one night.
That was a great night. I don't know why the news was... I don't know, that's weird. Weird to me that the news is so interested in 10 kids.
Who knows? I was 5, so I didn't know.
And you probably don't regret it because it's a good bit of footage to
Oh yeah,
throw
I'll
back
cherish
on.
that.
Alright, how long are we at for the pod here?
31.
31 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. What can we talk about? Have you got anything you want to talk about?
No, you run out of topics.
I've hit all my big topics, but I've got some in mind, and you're gonna love this one.
Oh god.
Your car.
My car.
You've got a big Nissan Navara.
I do indeed.
It's raised. It's got
a 3-inch lift on it.
It's got a tray.
Canopy.
It's got a snorkel.
It does indeed.
It's perfect for what some might call bushbashing.
Bushbashing. 4-wheel driving.
Now,
Off-roading.
Now, out of everyone that I've seen you go with, your car is the most equipped.
Oh yeah.
So, you've got to have one good story that you can lay us out. A bushbashing story where you've gone out with some mates and something's happened.
Well, nothing really ever happened with my car, except the first time I went out with Ethan.
And at Ethan.
Yeah, shout out Ethan. Also 4-wheel drives in his Triton.
Newbie to the game, must say.
It was... We haven't even started. We're in a field, and I just went in wrong and got bogged. Not even 2 minutes into that trip.
So this is you've been plenty of times before that night.
Yeah.
But that night you just decided you forgot.
I just didn't, yeah. I don't know what happened. I got stuck, and that was a hell of a fight to get out.
So your car's the only one that's got a winch on it.
Yeah.
So I assume you just attach it to something and you're ready to go out.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had to connect it to a tree, that one, because I was that stuck that Ethan's car couldn't even pull me out.
So there's one story that I'm thinking of that I don't remember, but I remember something about a smashed window.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that story?
That was in Geordie's car.
So lay that one out for us.
Well, we were going into this track, and it looked pretty deep. And Geordie, he pussied out.
He pussied out of it.
So, without thinking, he just whipped it into reverse. And he didn't see the tree behind him. And just bang. Half of his tray bent in, and it flung back and hit the back windscreen.
Jeez.
Got pretty mad whiplash. I don't even think the parents know about it until this
Whether or not they listen to this
Yeah.
is probably a doubt.
So we
you
full-
might be safe.
We full knocked out the back window.
Just shattered it.
Yeah. And then we got rid of all the other pieces lying around because the track was a fair way from home. And you didn't want to drive home on the roads and just have the cops behind you and pull you up because you're missing a back window.
Fair enough.
And Geordie was too afraid to take it home to his parents. So he went to Woolworths and he tried to buy some Glad wrap. And tried and made a back window with Glad wrap. That didn't go too well.
So, attempting to make a back window with Glad wrap.
Yeah.
I assume the level of intelligence was there that surely you tried to tape the Glad wrap
Oh yeah, it was. Tried to duct tape it on there.
and to no avail.
No, the wind just got it.
So, did the glass? So he's backed into a tree. I assume most of the glass has gone inwards into the car.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of it on the ground to this day.
If you go back out to that same track.
Yeah, that exact same tree.
And after, what was the backlash like when he got home? Did his parents find out, or did he hide it before he got it fixed?
I think he actually got it fixed before his parents found out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Quick thinking. So I'm not massive into this big 4x4 shit, because I've got my little 1994 Toyota Camry, the old goes from A to B machine. I love it to death. And I remember the other day we were going to throw out. I bought a new gaming chair recently. Had a big box for it. And we went to throw it out, and I was too pussy to go down like a 3-inch ditch.
3 inch. You're lucky if it was that.
Because I did not trust my car would be able to handle it. And I've only been out with you once, and I was shit scared. And I don't know how you do it, because I would struggle to, like, I think I'd lose control of the car too easy.
Oh yeah. Well, when you're going through some of the tracks, you're going forward, but your steering wheel isn't forward.
Yes, I do remember seeing.
So you're
this.
sitting there, you're driving forward, and you're holding your steering wheel, and it's pretty much on a right angle.
So it's a one-way ticket to needing a wheel alignment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I remember one thing about your car is you have the ability to swap it from front wheel to all wheel.
Yeah.
So that saved us.
Rear wheel to all wheel.
Rear wheel to all wheel, which saved us a couple times. Going up a hill near where I used to live, your car had to dig in deep.
Oh yeah,
to get up there.
Specifically made for tractors and their tyres.
And that track was terrifying.
It was.
Because not only was it pitch black on a random weekday, I reckon, but that was also the first time I'd gone out. I had no expectations, and I didn't know where we were going, because these tracks just go out. They have no end.
Yeah, you could end up anywhere.
So I'm just trusting that Jack knows where he's going. He doesn't. And it's terrifying, man. I don't know how you do it.
Oh yeah. Well, if I had an absolute bomb of a car, I'd take you out to the clay pits.
Now, I've heard about the clay pits.
The clay pits. Geordie had an old car. He went to the clay pits. You got some mountains up there that are bare nearly vertical, and he'd go up them.
This is the patrol, the old patrol that he had.
The old bulletproof patrol that could go up anything.
See, I think I've heard a story my dad told me, whether or not it's at these same clay pits, or no, I think it was where the hospital is now, before it was built. There used to be a track there, and my dad had a car, a nice big dual cab 4-wheel drive ute, and gave it to his mate to test run one time on the track, and it ended up on its roof, I believe. I'll have to get a refresher of that story one day and tell it properly from Dad. But yeah, car on its roof. I think it was pretty much brand new. It was probably like a month old or something. Have you ever, going out on one of the tracks, have you ever feared that you're going to full flip your car?
I haven't personally, but that day we did, yeah.
You'd flip someone's car?
Oh, no, we never flipped. We nearly tipped sideways. But yeah, no, there was never any doubt of going backwards.
So when you're doing stuff like that, is your mind thinking, in the now, or are you thinking, all right, what am I doing if my car flips?
Oh, you're just in the moment.
So you're just praying that you keep control of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember or maybe I've been out a couple times. Because there was one time we went out with Bryce.
Oh, yeah, and he drifted his nerve.
And I've seen my mates drift their utes, like a little Falcon ute or a little Mitsubishi Lancer. And this day, Bryce decides he wants to whip a nav on shit gravel. He pulled the sickest drift, and the car was about half a second from going all the way on its side. And he pulled up next to us after it and was just like shaking.
Yeah, I think you need a new pair of pants after that one.
Oh, absolutely. That was, even watching that, I was shit scared. Because in that moment, I was thinking, fuck, what do we do if he tips his car? Because, like...
No, you just pull him back over.
You just pull him back over and get it on with. That was good fun. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I can see how people like it. And I know how Ethan's now gotten into it. Shout out Eth again.
If you do it right, you won't get much damage.
And yeah, from not knowing much about cars, that's my takeaway from it, is make sure your car's equipped for it.
The only damage I've ever seen was on Geordie's car. One with his back window and one on his rear shocks, which I have a video of that. We were going on the power lines.
Power lines is a notoriously dangerous track.
Oh, it's a hard track, yeah. And this track, it was pretty vertical, and it just went flat straight up the top. And he was going backwards, going up. In drive, he was going backwards. So he just floored it, and he went up. He got a few inches of air, and he just slammed back down.
And just crushed his shocks.
And just crushed his rear shocks.
So, Ethan, if you're listening, don't take the power lines track.
I don't think a Triton can handle it anyway.
There you go. There's a bit of ute banter
bit
there,
of ute
lads.
Banter.
So, look, I'm not big on the utes. Ethan's now into the utes. Ethan's getting a lot of airtime today. So,
well, you're gonna have him on one day.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's booked in.
Ooh.
And
future guest.
Let's finish the ute talk. Let's give out a one bit of advice on your 4B adventures. What would you say is the most crucial thing when you're going out for on a track?
Depth test everything.
Everything.
Because, well, the night we took Ethan out with Jared, we went through this path. We even went out and depth tested it. Apparently we didn't do it too well. Because we went into it and the water went over the bonnet of the car.
Oh, Lord.
And if I didn't have a snorkel, I would have flooded the engine.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure the car nearly stalled. It was that deep. But I just gunned it. We made it through. Of course, Ethan didn't go through it. He went around it after seeing that display.
So, moral of the story, depth test everything.
Everything.
All right. That's the ute talk out of the way. I reckon we can squeeze in one more good topic, which I reckon would be a nice closer. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Or actually, quickly, let's hit 2K21 NBA. Did you watch any gameplay, any streams of it last night?
I watched a bit of it, but I was playing Warzone with one of the boys. So I only watched it, in the pre-game.
And what was
where everyone just sweats for no reason.
Facts. Please stop doing that. Just let people execute people in the pre-game. I don't know why that's not a thing. So from first impressions, what was your instant thought looking at it?
The shooting meter looks ass.
It does. The shooting in general looks shit.
But the bloke I was watching, he did green a few.
Who'd you watch?
Tyseno.
Tyseno's a freak.
He is. So you can't go anything by what he does.
Did you see what he did last night?
No.
He went 47-1 before he ended the stream. Which is ridiculous. From his first game on, he won 47 it was something like that.
Yeah, no, he's a freak.
So, we won't be getting it until next gen because we are crossing over gens.
Yeah, so there's no point getting anything now.
which is the same as COD. So we'll jump into COD. We didn't play the event. Did you watch the event or watch like a video of the event?
Yeah, I watched a video of the event.
What do you think?
To be honest, I don't remember it.
It really not much happened.
No, not really.
But the hype around Cold War is elite. Black Ops, I don't think I've played a bad Black Ops game.
Well, yeah.
Black Ops 3 and 4 were different.
Number 4 was... It tried to go back, but it didn't...
Yeah, it didn't do enough.
Blackout definitely carried that game.
Blackout was great, and that was that COD's first attempt at
a Battle Royale, yeah.
So that did alright, and Warzone's good.
Well, Warzone's taken Call of Duty to a next level.
And it will continue to do that, because I believe they're riding off that now. So
yeah, because Cold War's going to have that in their menu too. And
finally, I think everyone's just realised that boots on the ground is the best way to play COD.
Oh yeah,
because the like, what was Infinite Warfare the first time they went EXO?
Yes,
that was like, it was a cool, different experience, but nothing beats like boots on the ground war fighting.
Yeah,
and Modern Warfare isn't really a testament to that, because Modern Warfare's been shit.
The first game they brought boots on the ground back was possibly one of the worst Call of Duties ever created.
Which was that?
In World War II.
See, I never played that.
You don't want to.
I've not heard good things.
It wasn't a brilliant game.
So
I'm pretty sure I only reached about level 23 overall.
That's terrible. That tells you a lot. And
for a guy that's master prestige on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2.
I must say, maybe that's something I should start doing. And I'm actually, fuck it, we're going to start it right now with you. Top 5, no, let's make it better. Top 3 COD players out of the boys. And I'm going to get everyone on the podcast eventually, I'm going to get their list. Top 3. You can include yourself.
Well, it depends what we're doing.
All right, that's a good question. That's a good point.
Because in CDL, you're playing both Hardpoint and Search and Destroy.
All right, let's just go a stock standard 6-man search. No, maybe it's easier if we do 4v4s against each other.
4v4s against each other. If you take out one particular person using a class that should never be used by any person in the history of the game.
I believe I know exactly what class and who you're talking about.
Yes. If you take him out of the equation, the game would be normal.
It would.
And there's definitely people up there that carry.
So let's say, for the example, let's set some control rules. So there's 8 of us. I think there's more of us that play, but just say 4v4s. Think of the 10 people that we usually play with. I think there's only 4 or 5 that compete for top 3 anyway. Everyone's using the gun that they're best with. So M4's all around the board pretty much.
No, I don't fuck with the M4, man.
You're a CR56.
I'm a CR56.
So just assume...
Unless I'm getting shit on and I have to whip out the growl.
Facts. So assume everyone's using their most comfortable weapon and they're playing their best Call of Duty. Pick your top 3 going from 3 to 1. And you can include yourself.
3 to 1.
I don't want this to be a safe list. I want some controversy coming off this list.
I'd probably put Max in at 3.
So Max is your stock standard M4 user.
Yeah.
He has more kills on the M4 than I think I have on the game.
Yeah, he's got 12 thousand, I think, just purely on the M4.
So Max on his day at number 3.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I'd probably put myself.
Francois.
Yeah.
Number 2, Francis.
And number 1 would be Jared.
Jared on his day.
Yeah. Just because of his play style, he's a fast dude.
There you go. So that's the top 3. Jez number 1, you 2, Max 3.
With Owen a close 4th.
I want a close 4th.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to... I'm going to rat out all the boys and get them on every now and then. And I'll get everyone's lists. And I'll keep them up to date. But that's put the pressure on. You got to keep competing now. Keep that number 2 spot. Maybe take the number 1 spot. So in saying that, let's just make a quick... What's your top... If you had to play a 6-man... with the boys, all on their day, or with their best classes, who's your 6 that you're taking? And in what... Alright, let's say for CDL.
CDL.
So you've got...
Well, for starters, CDL's a 5,
Yeah, I was
man.
going to say, we're going to go at a 5.
All right.
You've got 2 ARs, 2 SMGs, and a sniper.
Well, that's if you want to play like that.
Let's just say we're playing like that. Who are you taking for each? So 2 SMG, 2 AR, 1 sniper.
I'm pretty sure I've only played about 3 CDL games in my life.
Yeah, I think so.
Do I have to put myself on this team?
You don't have to, but you can if you want to.
All right, I'll throw myself on the team.
All right.
Just as an AR.
So Francis AR number 1.
And then you'd have Max as an AR.
Max AR 2.
And then Jared as an SMG.
Yep.
Probably Angus as the second SMG.
Yep.
And then you as a sniper.
I'll take that. So I think...
And switch you in and out with Owen.
As sniper?
Yeah.
I rate that. So as long
Sorry,
as you, as long as you can convince Owen to not use that suppressed AX50,
yeah,
then you should be good.
Although I have beaten him in a few 1v1s.
Maybe we need to set up a big 1v1 tournament
No, we
and find
don't.
out the best player.
No, we don't.
That would be a very toxic night. There would be some friendship enders on that night. All right, that's... You know what? That'll probably do it. I can't see the Audacity screen. I'm guessing we're at about 50 minutes.
Yeah, we are pretty much bang on.
That's plenty of time. So after all the technical difficulties, we made it. Hopefully, we haven't really been able to listen to this back yet. Fingers crossed this sounds crisp. I can already tell that the microphone quality on each end is better. Because last week with Ned...
Flanders was a little quiet.
We were using a terrible microphone, and I did my best to recover, but I didn't do the best.
Did all Flanders.
So this week we're looking good on quality. Hopefully the sound's good. But that'll do it. Jackson, Francis, thanks for coming on.
Oh, no problem, buddy.
You didn't want to shout out any socials or anything?
No, not really.
Not really? You want to shout out anyone that might be listening just to fucking give them a heads up?
Nah.
Nah. You heard it here first. Fuck everyone.
Yeah, fuck everyone. I know who'll be listening.
I can tell who's listening.
I'll be on in the future with probably Flanders.
We're definitely going to do some group episodes. Flanders and you would be a good one.
Just to purely talk about work.
Japan boys, I know you'll probably listen to this. You guys are booked in eventually. I'd like to get Cohen on as well. I think he could give us some good Melbourne stories. So that'll do it for this one. Hopefully the audio is fine. I'm sure it will be. Make sure you follow all the socials at Thompson_tunes on Instagram. I haven't been updating that at all, and I'm going to put a post up right after this saying that I'll probably post this tomorrow because it might be too late to post it now.
It's time to go play pro clubs.
It's time to go play pro clubs. Follow the Instagram. Follow my Twitter at TheJackTH. I'm just tweeting about the Celtics at the moment. There's nothing else to tweet about. Quickly, rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. That was the shittest part of last week.
Oh, yes, indeed.
He's an absolute hero, and pray for his family and all of his friends and family, all those around him. He'll be missed, and we'll definitely be giving Black Panther a watch in the near future. But yeah, that'll do it. Thanks for listening to this week, guys. If you listen... Oh, I almost forgot the word.
Oh, the word of the episode.
As per, going to let the guest pick it. Look around the room, pick anything. Give us a word that people can comment if they made it this far.
Nemo.
Nemo. I rate that. There's a big Nemo plushie
My big Nemo plushie that
on the shelf up there. So comment Nemo, Nemo, in the comments if you made it this far. Thanks, Jackson, once again for coming on, brother.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
And that'll do it. Thanks for that, guys. And we'll see you next week.